Morning everyone, and Miss Beverly. My name is Jin. Here is Timothy, Brian, Fu, Lifo, and Winnie. So our group is going to present about the event which is Malaysia Music Festival. And Malaysia Music Festival is going to be holding at Arena Axiata Bukit Jalil in Kuala Lumpur on 23rd October 2017. And the event running time will be 11 a.m. to midnight 1 a.m. which means the event going to be whole night for 23rd October until 1 a.m. midnight. So our concept of the event is showcasing artists who are loved by Malaysian, include locals as well as internationals. So our ticket is going. There are three packages of seat price package, which are platinum, gold, and silver, which is cost ringgit 1,200 and 700 and 300 ringgit. So for the platinum seats, it will be the most in front part, and gold will be middle, and silver will be surrounding the event sitting place. Our expecting audience is approximately 12,000 public to 15,000, include tourists in Kuala Lumpur. So according to the Malaysian tourism statistic, 26 million of tourists visit in 2016. So we are trying to aim the even tourists in Kuala Lumpur. Our artist lineup for the local. This is the pictures of the local artists, and for the local artists, they are going to be performed for the afternoon. Afternoon performance based on the local artist lineup. This is our international artist lineup, and they are going to perform obviously at night time until finishing the event. But I would like to pass to Ryan for the next slide.
Thank you. So I'm going to talk about an analysis on how the event will meet our customers. So in order to know that, we first need to know what is the need of our customers. So we have three needs. So the first need, according to Jermaine, before that, our target audiences are usually teenagers. So one of the things that they say that teenagers would prefer is activities that possesses a strong social context, which means it involves a lot of their social circle, it involves a lot of their friends. Then only they feel the need to join this activity. Alright, so in order to determine the critical success factor of our event, you also require to know the needs. So from these needs, we have derived that we need 12,000 attendees to ensure the success of our concert, right? Because we need as much teenagers as possible. So how do we increase profit based on this need is that according to this Fader in 2012 and their partners, it says that discounts with a limited purchasing periods are able to generate more profit in certain seat zones. So what does this mean? This means that how we should do it is that we offer something like an early bird ticket pricing. But in order to get this early bird ticket pricing, right, they have to buy, let's say, along with 10 of their friends together, then they only get this early bird ticket pricing. So then this meets the needs that their friend would confirm join them in the concert, and at the same time, right, it pushes the sales of the ticket. Right, so this can be done with the event social media campaign via online tagging. For example, once you buy, right, you tag 10 of your friends who wants to buy the ticket as well, and then that is how they can get the early bird discounts as well as increasing the sales of the event and also meeting their need, which is a strong social context. Okay, so the second need is that according to COP 2001, young adult desires excitement and entertainment in their activities. So the critical success factor here is an energetic atmosphere, which is actually common in most concerts. So how do we do it? Of course, all concerts we have special effects and after parties, which include the DJ parties in our lineup, such as Lengin, which is a very famous Malaysian DJ. Okay, and also another thing that we can do to create excitement is meet and greet session with the artists, so that they feel more excitement that they want to join this concert because they are able to meet their favorite artists. Right. So the third need is that young adults have a need for good advertising for a concert. In order for them to feel that they want to join your concert, they feel that this is a need, is that there must be advertising, because advertising helps shapes the attitudes and influences in their social circle. If all of their friends feel that this is an exciting concert and this is something that is trendy now and they needed to do that, so that's the reason why advertising is a need for them. Because if you advertise it, then only they feel that they want to do it. So of course, a critical success factor is strong marketing and promotional effort. And also another thing to take into concern is that according to Milonen 2003, it says that in order to promote, you must promote through visual channels for the most effective way of reaching the target audiences. Okay, so that's all for my part, and I'll pass to Timothy for the next part.
So thank you, Brian. As for my part is the suitability for the event venue. So we have chosen two place candidates, which is the Axiata Arena and the Sepang International Arena. So before we decide which venue we are going to help this concert, there are these four criteria that we are looking into. The first one is the capacity. So the capacity of Axiata Arena is 15,328 people. It could fit. And as for the Sepang International Arena, it could fit in 27,000 people. As for the comfortability for Axiata Arena is they are indoors and they have aircons provided, seats provided, and everything is very comfortable. But for Sepang International Arena, their location is on the outdoor under the sun. So if there's a weather problem, Sepang International Arena would be in a bigger risk. As for the attractiveness, Axiata Arena is basically located very nearby to the city, so the area for Axiata Arena is quite developed. But for Sepang International Arena, their location is quite far from the city, but it was close to the airport. And lastly, we are looking into the traffic congestion and parking space problems. There are a lot of parking space available in Axiata Arena, as there are few more stadiums there. So each stadium they have their parking space, but people also can park there for free because they don't have those fence barriers. And using public transportation to go into Axiata Arena is all available so with the help of public transportation, the traffic congestion risk would be lesser. But for Sepang International Arena, although they have a lot of parking space, but their available public transportation is only buses and taxis. So it could probably higher risk of traffic congestion. So after this 4 criteria, we decided on picking the Axiata Arena is because the 15,000 people, we only estimate that we only had 12,000 people. So if we choosing the Sepang International Arena, there are too much space, and it also costs us a lot for renting empty space. So as for the comfortability, if we choose Axiata Arena, we could eliminate the risk of the weather, such as raining, thunderstorm, or sunny, and it is very comfortable inside it. And the places, it actually also an advantage if we choose Axiata Arena, because the hotels there are hotels available around that area. And lastly, the public transportation is all available, so it could be lesser traffic congestion. So that's the comparison for the Axiata and Sepang International Arena. Next, I will pass to Winnie for part.
So next one is about the analysis on the link between input and resources output in any event. It's actually about a key performance indicator for our event. The first one is our card control, because card control means an action taken to control the card once behavior become undesirable. So before there's any things happen in between of our events, during the event was ongoing, so we take precautions, something like maybe we should open a registration table for all the attendees that come with the tickets. They can like separate it with different doors, because Axiata Arena is quite huge and the limit of the people is also quite limited. So we afraid that there's any people that using, how to say that, the Chinese is yellow card, something like that. They're sold like it's not the real one, but they're using that. So people that who buying that one will be like freely just going to the event. So that's our precaution. So because of the size of Axiata Arena also quite not that big, so we hope that our precaution of registration table could be a good solution, because based on Portland on 2013, IDA Concert 2000 and International Musical Steve also using that type of solution, because they are using the registration table to open up everything, every of the yeah, that's tiba-tiba.
Habis battery.
Based on Portland on 2013 IDA Concert 200 and International Musical State Court also using the method of registration table. They open up on every of the doors for attendees to like register their names based on their ticket, their IC, something like that, to arrange all the crowded control. And then there's any line up during people that goes into the stadium or event situation will be under control. For the second is attendee satisfaction. So based on what Brian and Jin mentioned just now, we are invited the local and international artists. So attendees do consider the festival, because they are one of our, like if they are satisfied with our festival, they will be like spreading all of the information. And when the lineup of the artists is attracted based on Norman 2014, there will be a lot of attendees will be attended our event, because this will influence, because like the lineup of the artists will be influence the customer decision making for going to our events or not, because they will be like influenced by all of the name list of the attendees lineup. And then the atmosphere of the events, like the sound system, the surrounding of the place, if it is comfortable or not. And then based on Hanonen 2015, Summer Sound Festival 2015 is one of the success music event on 2015, where the data collection with quality factor, which I mentioned just now, like the atmosphere. There's few factors that they are taking on the precaution, or something like they are taking off for why customer will be going to the event if they're satisfied with the atmosphere, the surrounding, the artist lineup, something like that. And for the last key performance indicator is we want to increase our number of attendees, because the arena, the Axiata Arena Bukit Jalil can fit in 15 people. So we want to make sure that the stadium can fit all of the attendees, and we want that all of attendees can fit in all the places, not like later but a lot of empties. So our target market is teenager to adult, in between of like 17 or 13, something like that. So to increase this number of attendees, we are using social media as our platform, like what Brian mentioned just now. For example, Coachella Music Festival also using the social media, which means they are during the Coachella Music Festival, right? They are attracted 3.5 people posted on the social media, and 17% of people discussing about the event in between of the teenager and adult of 17 until 13, which means through our event, we want to use this platform where people's like using the Coachella method lah. We are simply like using the Coachella method when they are attending the event. They maybe can using the hashtag their fashion, their dressing, what are the event happens in between, what is the artist lineup. So this can increase the attendees. So maybe our event is in between of 1 until 3 days. So more and more in the progress of the event, our attendance will be increasing. Next, I will pass to Jean about the marketing questionnaire survey.
So this is the market questionnaire survey, which is conducted by our organization in order to figure out the factors that we can improve in the future event. So as you can see, all those demographic questions are for figuring out our target markets, and as well as for the promotion efforts. And the other questions are for us to know any recommendation or improvements from our event through our event, so that we can apply these factors in our future event to improve ourselves. So lastly, I would like to pass to Kulipong for the last part.
So I'm going to present about the potential problems we see and the solution we are giving. So for the first problem identified is overcrowding. This happens in all concerts all over the world. So to prevent this, we will keep on track on the numbers of the attendees to enter the venue, and according to Anon, consideration should include the movement and mobility of the crowd during the events, which means we will identify and provide enough sufficient space for evacuations, and even for the space that the stage between the exits is not that close, so that performance can be done. And then next is fire safety. So effective fire prevention, water supplies for firefighting purpose should be provided appropriate equipment to respond to fire as well. And then for this solution, we are going to train all the staff about the steps and also the evacuation flow. Evacuation plan will be planned so that during any emergency, all the attendees can be evacuated safely. And also the event will be equipped with fire hydrants, hose reels, access and exit strokes, and portable extinguisher. Next noise. According to unknown, noise for music festival can reach up until 120 decibels. So, and then the optimal standard for the exposures to noise is an average 85 decibels on 8 hours working days. A maximum noise for 140 decibels in an instant time, which means that we are going to control the noise levels by collaborating with the engineers and using the advice from them, and then we are going to provide hearing protection devices for all the staffs, and also recognize the symptoms of hearing damage for all the staff. Next, we are going to provide safe physical spaces separated from the crowd. We are going to provide a physical space on the festival ground for those who are suffering from undesirable effects from intoxicating substances, so that they are able to get away from the noise and the activities of the festivals. And then screening for medical presentations and peer supports to those who suffer from drugs or alcohol experiences is provided. Sitting by trained peers is an approach where the peers will give assistance to those who suffer from anxiety or any sorts of mental states worsened by the environmental factors. Next is develop a national framework for policing and securing festival events. According to Canadian Centre of Substance Abuse 2015, the framework should include the standard guidelines for policing and securing, supporting consistency across events and jurisdiction. Which means during our Malaysian Music Festival, we are going to place effectively all the staff on ground to reduce any related to medical to reduce any harms. So this is our presentation about Music Festival in 2017.
Okay. All right, so we'll go into the Q&A session. Can we start from the second slide? Okay. From the slide that you have given me, there is a bit of a difference between the slide that you have given me and the slide that you are projecting, because here you say that the event venue will be at Bukit Jalil Stadium. Right. Okay, technical error. And then in terms of your expected audience, this is just a comment, yeah. The first one is a comment. Because here you say it's more towards including tourists, but you did not mention that your target market will be teenagers from the local community. So it was explained later. However, my question for this part is, how will you ensure that tourists will come to your event?
So since we are inviting international artists as well, so we are looking for the international people to come Malaysia to join this music festival, and also for those tourists stopping by Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, traveling in Kuala Lumpur, we are expecting them to come and join our festival as well, since there are a lot of visitors are coming to Kuala Lumpur.
Okay. My question is, how are you going to get them to come to your event? Do you do international advertisements, international marketing, or how?
We do international marketing, maybe there for social media first.
Okay. Alright, second question will be on the suitability of event venue. Okay. I get that you differentiate the two places according to their traffic congestion, according to their attractiveness, comfortability, capacity. Now, when you are talking about public transportation and only bus and taxi available, how do you differentiate between, or maybe you can define public transportation first. What are they?
The public transportation available at Axiata Arena are LRT, subways,
Subway?
taxis, and also buses. So, transit buses, yeah.
Okay.
So, but for the Sepang International Arena, they are nearby. They don't have LRT or any monorail. So the only available for people to get there is only by bus and taxis.
Alright. Do you have any layout of both of the places?
Yes, but on the report.
Okay.
But the layout is the
How did you get the car park only?
no lah.
How about inside?
The whole area lah. The whole area.
How about inside of the stadium?
Inside. Sorry.
Because you were talking about separating them between gold, silver, and platinum. So how do you show people that this is the platinum side, this is the gold side, this is the silver side?
Then we actually both.
All right. Okay. Next.
Which one is control or?
Okay. This one. The second sentence. Attendees do consider the festival when the lineup for the artist is attracted. Is it attracted or attractive?
Effective.
Okay.
Anything like this?
Next one. Okay, for this slide, again, I need to double check with you because you say here increase the number of attendees. You put in your slide that is projected as 15,000, but the slide that is given to me is 18,000.
Okay.
So which one is it?
15.
15, huh?
Clinical error, sorry, miss.
Oh, no,
Okay.
the technical problem because
Just now we changed the number,
we did change, but
then we didn't save, and then your computer died down.
Okay. Alright.
Then, which one?
No. Wait,
Sorry.
Now, for your question, are you giving it to the general public or you are giving it to your participants only? Participants only. After the event, so you are going to email it to them or you are going to give it to them on the spot?
email.
Okay. Now, this question here, question number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Question number 4, you ask them how did they find out about the festival. The next question is, was that enough? Was that interesting enough to attract you to the festival?
So about our advertising.
But they already went to your event.
That's why, I mean, so for this was an event, right? So I have a set of question about how did you know about the festival?
Mhm.
So this is like, so how was it enough interesting to attract you? I mean, like, let's say internet or advertising in internet or newspaper or magazine, was it interest for you to think about the event and join the festival?
Wouldn't you get 100% answer for that one?
No, not possible because if it's like I say, right, you remember my first point on the needs about social context and how we can promote the concert by tagging 10 friends and bringing them along to get early bird tickets. So some of the friends might join because of invitation from their group of friends instead of seeing advertisement. That is why that is the first need we want to address.
And also the question is for us to figure out whether this advertising for us in the future will be working. I mean, we can make it better or not. To know
Alright.
about it.
To know the correct platform to advertise or promote the event for future recommendations.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, next. Okay. Fire safety. You were saying something about preparing fire hydrant, hose reels, and fire extinguishers. You, as the organizers, will provide this, or you ensure that the event venue has this intact when you are choosing the event venue.
This one will be, how to say, we are going to make sure that the event venue has this kind of facilities, and also we are going to have professionals to check whether the equipment is usable, and if not sufficient, we organizer are going to provide extras. So it's collaborating with the events also.
Okay. Okay, next slide. Providing safe physical spaces separated from the crowd. Does this mean that you allow for intoxicating substances to be brought into your concert?
No, this one is the problem that we identify because we are not able to 100% to confirm to make sure that the people attendees are not going to bring any drugs or things. But this one is just a precaution. It doesn't mean that we allow the use of drugs. And also this is not only drugs, also provided for those, we are also considering for those who have a mental states, mental problem, like they cannot, in a crowded area, suffocations or any sorts of health problems.
All right. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.